Welcome to the Cryptosphere. This is Cryptogenic coming at you. Hold on, I got two microphones on here at the same time. Welcome to the Cryptosphere. This is Cryptogenic coming at you. Today is Tuesday, September 19th at 6:49 a.m. here in sunny California. Getting ready to hit the road and take my daughter to school. We got a little bit more than an hour drive, but I thought I would jump on here for a few minutes and take a look at these here charts to kind of give us a feel for what is going on in the cryptosphere. Today we're going to be talking about Solana versus THETA, where they are in their cycles, which is the better buy, and perhaps we might even be able to drill down into which will provide you with the better return, Solana versus THETA. So without further ado, I want to say what's up to Eddie Lance. I want to say what's up to Greg. I want to say what's up to Court. And if anyone else is out there, drop me a line, give me a holler, say hello, drop me a comment in the live chat so that I know who you are and I know where you are. But without further ado, we're going to start with this Solana chart here. We're going to start with this here Solana chart. This is the weekly chart for Solana. And what we notice is down here, we've got this huge discount range. Up here in the middle, we've got this very slim equilibrium range. And up here, we've got this premium range that really is only a line. Okay. All right. Now, so what we can see with Solana is that we are just at the top of the discount range. So anything inside this discount range is a buy. You know, in terms of mean reversion theory, the whole concept is this is where the asset is underpriced, and the asset has been underpriced for quite some time. However, if we come back from the weekly chart and drill down a little bit into the daily chart, what we see, number one, is that we are closer to the equilibrium than we are to the discount range on the daily. Okay. Now, what we find is we're in the middle of this sell order block here on the daily chart. Even if we're able to break through it and break above the equilibrium, we've got two more sell order blocks here waiting for us. So there's massive resistance above us, which indicates the strong possibility that we're at least going to come down into this order block. And in actuality, there's a huge order block beneath the discount range, which means there's a lot of orders waiting down there. So it's actually still possible that we come down into this range. So if I were looking to make some buys for Solana, I would have my first buy level here at about $16.11. And then I would have my second buy order at the top of this range at about $10. And then I'd have another one waiting down in about the middle of this range at about $9. And then, of course, I would put a buy order at the bottom of this range. So I would have three buy orders waiting, understanding that there's a strong possibility that we don't hit all three of them, but I think there's a very good possibility that we at least hit this range at $16, and we could very well even break down one more time. If Bitcoin does what I think is going to do, we will very likely break down into this sell or buy order block down here at the bottom of this range once again. And then if we just drill down to the 4-hour chart with Solana, we see the same thing. We're in an uptrend right now on the 4-hour, but we're reaching the overbought position. We're not quite there yet. I mean, we touched overbought and got rejected there. I think we can get another pump in the RSI into the overbought position, and that could take the price at least up into this sell order block here. So if I were shorting Solana, I would set shorts kind of in the middle of these sell order blocks here. So, and then you see we've got strong buy order blocks down here. And notice that these buy order blocks somewhat correspond to the buy order blocks. What is this? The bottom of this is 17.6 and the top of this is 19.2. So if we go back to the daily chart, we got this area. So this buy order block here on the daily is just beneath the buy order blocks that we have here. And actually a sell order block corresponds here with the buy order block on the 4-hour. So those order blocks are very, very close together. So that's Solana. Okay. Now let's compare that to theta. When we take a look at theta token and we look at this weekly chart, unlike Solana, remember Solana was at the top of the discount area. Theta is at the bottom of its discount zone. Let me grab a swig of coffee real quick. Got to get that Java in the morning, know what I'm saying? Theta token is at the bottom of the discount area. So the discount area is the area where the asset is undervalued. We are at the bottom of the undervalued area. Secondly, we're already beginning to see bullish divergence in the RSI on the weekly chart, which means the RSI bottomed out here on June 12th and made a slightly higher high, but the corresponding low, it bottomed out here, made a slightly higher low. And then the corresponding lows are slightly lower in the price. So on the weekly, the momentum has bottomed and we're already on an uptrend. However, that doesn't mean that we cannot go any lower. It simply means that on the weekly, now you can see bullish divergence on the weekly months before you actually see the breakout you're waiting for. But this is what concerns me on the Theta token chart. This is the daily chart. Do you see what I'm saying here? This is the daily chart. Let's open this Smart Money Concepts indicator and take a look at the settings for a second. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the order blocks. Okay. Now, if we just look at this, we've got a discount, we got an equilibrium, and we got a premium zone. Okay. Makes sense, right? Within this swing, the fair market value is about 70 cents, so we are undervalued. And the discount range is all the way down between 53 cents and 54.5 cents, okay? But when I turn on the order blocks, the internal order blocks, here's what concerns me. Do you see what I'm looking at? All of the order blocks are red. They're all bearish. There's no order blocks beneath here. There's no money waiting down here, which is scary because what it suggests is that the confidence is not returned to Theta token yet. Market confidence just isn't there at the moment. What it suggests is that the sentiment of the market towards Theta token at this moment is largely bearish. Look at the massive amount of resistance that we've got on this price chart. Compare it to Solana. Look at Solana's daily chart. Look at the massive amount. The buy orders on the Solana chart are off. Take a look at XRP on the daily. It's not, there's still huge bearishness above XRP on the daily, but there's at least a buy order block waiting down here so that when the price comes down here, there's money to buy it up. But on the Theta price chart, all I'm seeing is red at the moment. It doesn't mean that market confidence will not return. All this indicates to me, and so even when I drill down to the 4-hour chart, the only order block I'm seeing is right here in this area. So if I were buying Theta token right now, my buy orders would start at the bottom of the equilibrium, meaning in the market right now for Theta token, this is the fair market value, 58 cents. I want to buy it at least a little bit beneath the fair market value. Right? Okay. Now, that simply means that Theta token is in an accumulation range right now until market confidence is restored. What it suggests to me is that if you're buying Theta token right now, it doesn't mean it's not going to pop again, but it might be a long wait before it does, because there's a lot of levels of resistance, between you and the massive profits to come. Does that make sense? I'm not able to see comments here. Can I get a witness? Anybody there? Oh, I see. Greg, BTC breaking down. Go up. Good thing. All right, let me take a look at the BTC chart. Actually, I'll take a look at BTC, then the altcoin market chart, and then I got to get going. All right, let's just jump into the daily chart with BTC. You all know, looking at my weekly chart here, that I expect us to come down and revisit this $16,000 mark, and then that's when the new bull cycle begins in earnest, in my opinion. That's what I think. But on the daily chart, notice that we're making this descending narrowing wedge, which often is bullish, which means that we could break bullish above this. And without these order blocks in place, what I would expect is a bullish break and a new higher high before we break down, because I do think we're going to break down. But we could very well visit about the 32,000 mark. I was expecting that earlier. We could get that. However, there's massive resistance. We've got 3 sell order blocks to get through before we can make a higher high. I think what's more likely is that we break out and then we hit this massive resistance area here. We get rejected and then we come down. And so we're making diminished returns. And when we start looking at diminished returns, it's something like, you understand what I'm saying, where we made a higher high and then suddenly we start making lower highs and then we break down. So that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting something like that for BTC. We started getting bearish divergence in the RSI over here. We were making higher highs here, but we're making lower highs here. And then all of a sudden the breakdown came. And now we've broken above the resistance in the RSI. However, at the same time, this is hidden bearish divergence. Why? Because we made a lower high here in the price, but a higher high here in the RSI. So even though this is a break above the resistance in terms of the trend, it also represents hidden bearish divergence in the RSI. And hidden bearish divergence is a continuation pattern. Bearish divergence is a reversal pattern. Hidden bearish divergence is a continuation pattern. It indicates that the bearish trend will continue, most likely. So it will continue, but I don't necessarily think it has to continue immediately. I think we could get a break above this and maybe visit this order block before we break down. But drilling down into the 4-hour chart just a little bit, what we see is we've broken above the equilibrium and into this sell order block here, and we're getting rejected there. Topped out in the RSI. It made bearish divergences. We made a higher high in the price here and a lower high in the RSI. So already the indicators are telegraphing a breakdown, which means we may not even break above that zone that I anticipated, but we may get a wick into the premium zone here. There's probably a good number of shorts that are waiting here, but notice the longer wicks on top, which indicates selling pressure, that the sellers are active in this region here. And so what happens is when there is a breakdown in the market, it simply is a liquidity creating event. And liquidity creating events are simply designed to provide the necessary liquidity to move the market higher, right? So the bulls want to move the market higher, but they can't move the market higher until enough liquidity is created. See, there's this whole idea that the bulls want it to go higher and the bears want it to go lower. No. I mean, yes, that's true, but the bulls and the bears also work together. So sometimes the bears want it to go lower, but they realize that in order for the price to go lower, the supply in the market has to be absorbed and the market has to hit certain highs. So sometimes the bears step out of the way and allow the bulls to push the market higher so that the supply can be absorbed to the extent that their selling efforts can effectively move the market lower. And then the bulls do the opposite. Sometimes the bulls step out of the way and let the bears push the market down so that enough liquidity can be created so that the bulls can push the market higher. And sometimes the bulls dump in order to create liquidity so that they can pump the market. So when the market dumps, don't get scared. Don't be be thou not dismayed. Be thou not discouraged. It is a liquidity creating event. And so when I talk about the market coming down here to this $16,000 range, that would be the best thing, the healthiest thing for the market, because it would create the necessary liquidity to push Bitcoin beyond its previous all-time high up here at $69,000 and to break $100,000 and then to boomerang the entire altcoin market into the stratosphere. And with that being said, let's take a look at the altcoin market. When we jump over here to the weekly chart of the altcoin market, I was anticipating a breakout here. If we look at this structure, if we're able to break above this line, the altcoin market will regain its $1 trillion mark. However, in order for that to happen, you're talking about, from where we are now, that would be a 90% pop for the altcoin market. Not bad, huh? Not bad. However, I was looking at the break of this descending narrowing wedge, but however, we're moving sideways out of that wedge rather than breaking out, retesting it, and then bouncing. And so this sideways momentum, it's simply a consolidation or accumulation zone, and it's transpiring right around the equilibrium. So what this tells me is that at the moment, the altcoins in the altcoin market as a whole is right around the fair market value. It's neither overpriced nor underpriced. But if Bitcoin dumps the way I think it's going to dump, and we see about a 50% drop in Bitcoin, we can see an even stronger drop in the altcoin market that could take us all the way down here to about 270 billion. And everybody would be scared. Everybody would be freaked out if that were to happen. For instance, if that were to happen on the Solana chart, that would take us down into this order block, right? If that were to happen on the XRP chart, that would take us down into this discount range, right? If that were to happen on the THETA token chart, it would be disastrous because it would take us beneath the discount range. And it'd be ugly. It'd be ugly for THETA. It'd be beautiful for Solana and XRP. It would be beautiful for a lot of other altcoins. It would be tough for THETA. It'd be a tough moment because, we'd be going way beneath where some of us bought our THETA token, and those of us who bought it prior to the last cycle and have been holding out for larger gains. But the money that would be waiting down here would be astounding. Same thing on the BTC dashboard. The money that is waiting down here is astounding. And that money, we would all be happy on the backside of it as long as we don't abandon ship. If we simply use it as an opportunity to buy more, we shall be set. All right, folks, I got to take my daughter to school, so I got to jump out of here. But remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is, everything I say here is my opinion. And the purpose of me sharing these opinions is to provide you with the resources necessary to sleep in peace at night, wake in joy in the morning, and walk in love every day. Do me a favor, check out my Patreon, patreon.com/cryptogenic. Got a lot of resources that I share there. But above all, make it your aim to sleep in peace every night, wake in joy every morning, and walk in love every day. And with that being said, this is Cryptogenic signing out.